But I would say the most I have slept with in one day. This is crazy, but you looking at me crazy right now. But roughly 12 to 10. Yeah.
12 people. She's literally had dates with 12 men in one day, and I don't mean dinner dates.
Tell us the truth.
All right, so what's good, homies? It's your man, Doc BOA. Welcome to the Book of AlphaRonomy channel. Good to see you again, YouTube. Look at here, man. I want y'all to understand something. As a man, you have to be aware of what you add to your life as far as women go. Now, I want you to look at the woman in this image right here that's on the screen in front of you. Look at the amount of weed. Look at the lashes. Look at the amount of ink on her body. All type of crazy looking ink too, man. Just whatever she could think of, just randomly place ink all over her. Someone wifed her up. But that's not the worst part. Physicality, sometimes a woman's appearance just comes from the environment that she was raised in. Maybe she's not the worst when it comes to the behavior of that environment. Or maybe she is. But we're going to listen to what this woman says she does for a living. And then understand how this man believes that he can wait for her to change into something that she'll never be. In essence, waiting for her to retire from the streets on his watch. Let's take a listen to this, man. We'll come back and chop it up on a real tip.
I am an escort, amongst other things. But I would say the most I have slept with in one day. This is crazy, but you looking at me crazy right now. But roughly 12 to 10. Yeah.
12 people. She's literally had dates with 12 men in one day, and I don't mean dinner dates. And when you think about it, bro, why would any man believe that this woman should be in it? She's not built to be your wifey. She's not built to do that. Man, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Any woman who's just been played with by anyone before, like if she was just a woman that somebody could call when they wanted to play, why would you make that your wife? It takes a woman with a low self-esteem, a low self-value, and a very low self-worth to allow herself to just be something to play with for a man. Even if the man, that's all the man wanted to do, for a woman to allow herself to just be something to play with, she deserves to just be something to play with. But let's continue. This gets worse.
Do you have a boyfriend?
I do.
All right, so how does he feel about you doing that, knowing you're still together?
What's crazy is me and we just got together. What's crazy is I was just a lesbian for years. I was married to a woman, all that. He just came about not too long ago, and he didn't meet me like that. But I did tell him up front before we even had any type of like encounters and stuff. And as far as how he feels about it, I don't think he feels a way about it. But I do think that he, of course, don't want it to continue to go on for a long time.
Right.
First, she was married to a woman. Now she's with a man. If she was married to a woman is her preference. But I'm telling you, when you see a woman who lives this life, her body is full of ink. I'm telling you, y'all don't want to accept it because some of y'all have all that ink all over your bodies, bro. But I'm going to be honest. That ink is a gateway, bro. It's a gateway. And it's an energy gateway. And it just depends on, what it is that you're gullible to or what you're, susceptible to falling for. And this is a woman who has chosen to live a life where she'll try anything intimately once. She's a trisexual. She'll try anything sexual once. So she's been married to a woman. Now she's with a man. She's also an escort who slept with a height of 12 people in one day. Bro, why does she even have a boyfriend or why would you claim her? They said somebody for everybody. No, there's no one for a person like this. This person has dedicated herself to the streets, man. And you got to think about all the times you guys out here dealing with women who've been intimate with men they weren't even in relationships with. If you're intimate with a man you're not in a relationship with, you're just something to play with. You're a plaything. You're a toss-up. You're a jump-off. And if you've allowed yourself to be that don't mean you bad. That just means that you're led by your pleasure center. Your desire for pleasure leads you. And when it takes control of you, you can't resist it. You'll do whatever is required in that scenario. And I want to be honest with you, man. If a woman lives that life, when she was younger, that was the only valuable time to have her. Now at this point, at this woman's age and where this woman is in life, and you can look at her and see the wear and tear on her, man. She looked like she'd have been down through there. There's nothing soft and feminine and subtle about her. She looks hard. She looks like her body looks kind of bruised and everything, man. She looks like she's been manhandled a lot in her life. And I just want y'all to understand something. If this is the case with a woman, you have to accept her for who she is. Stop believing that a woman is going to be for the streets and then you're going to take her out the streets and bring her into the house and she's not going to be back for the streets. She going to long for the streets. She going to yearn for the streets. The streets is who she is. She is the streets and the streets are her, brothers. And there's nothing wrong with it until you try to put her in a wife position. If she ain't never been nobody else's wife, how she going to be yours? This woman says she only been a wife to another woman. She don't even know how to be a wife to a man. Never allow yourself to be used as an emotional sponge, bro. Woman have emotional issue from past relationship, you fall right in there, man, that stuff will drain you and change your whole life, brothers. I promise you. You will know that you're being drained because your whole life will change. And the only thing you'll have added or taken away is adding that woman to your life. And you got to understand that because the grasp and hold of a Jezebel is strong, brother. It's so strong. And it's strong and it's manipulative. So at points where you need it to leave you alone, it won't. At points where you need it to give you some energy, it won't. It'll do the opposite. And you know what happened? Opposites attract. And that means even for your desires, if you desire something and if something is the opposite of what you want, then you'll want it even more. Like if you don't get what you want it even more. If you get what you want it less. That's how the Jezebel spirit works. When you want attention and affection, you don't get it. When you want to be left alone, you don't get it. It's a confusing spirit energy, man. That's why this woman was married to a man. Now she's with a woman and she's been escort with men and probably with women. She is confusion, brothers. That spirit is a spirit of confusion and it will add itself to your life. And confusion and delusion are twin sisters, brother. You can't have one without the other. If you're confused, if you're dealing with confusion, you're dealing with delusion. Delusion is confusion. Delusion is simply the acceptance of confusion. You could be confused all day, but as long as you know you're confused and you're trying to figure it out, you're good. The moment you accept your confusion as the fact, when you accept your confusion as logic, as direction, at that moment you become delusional. And so when you see a situation like this, anytime a man wipes up a woman like this, he's delusional. He delusionally believes that this woman will be something good for him. And he just don't want it to go on forever. He's waiting for an escort to stop escorting. He's waiting for a lady of the night to not go out at night anymore. He's waiting for a sporting lady to not be in the game anymore. He's waiting for a plaything to be ready to come off the playground. And he'll be there. And he'll make that plaything his main thing, man. Never make the plaything your stay thing, bro. You can't do it. And this is a man who doesn't even understand how he's messing up his life, brothers. I want y'all to understand something, man. Your life will change. And I mean, your life will change immediately. And there's nothing you can do about it, man. I want y'all to understand something, man. Somebody just sent me a image of Rona Isley, man, and his wife. Rona Isley is like 83. His wife is something like, I think she's like 46 or something like that. Something like that. But when they met, she was 23 and he was like 64 or something like that, man. They got like a crazy difference, man, like a 36-year difference, man. And people looking, but they've been together 19 years. You know what I'm saying? The man got him a young tenor that was worth something, and she been with him for 19 years. Let me tell you something. If a woman waiting for me to pass so she can get the paper, if she gonna stay for 20 years and do what I tell her to do and be the type of woman I want her to be, hey, man, she earned whatever she get when I die. She earned it. You know what I mean? And that's the thing, man. If a woman gonna stick it out, man, and do something, bro, you don't let a woman come into your life as a bad version of herself, man, and then you try to upgrade her and update her life and all that, bro. You riding around on the streets talking about, man, this my girl right here. Passing by dudes, man, who just done tossed up. Man, y'all boys don't have no standard. Y'all don't have no moral fiber. When you don't have a moral fiber, and then you let anything come into your life and you figure out a way to make it good. If you have a moral fiber and you apply the word of the Most High to your life, then when you look at things and you look at the word, it will tell you whether that thing is good or not. And you won't have to worry about figuring it out and trying to get over your feelings and do all of that, man. You got to get out of your feelings. And I tell you, men, all the time, a woman is who you think she is. She's not going to change. She will act for you. And sometimes they'll act even if you don't want to, man. Listen, a woman who wants you will always act better than she is. That's why you have to have a standard and you have to not compromise any of that standard, because when you compromise your standard, you are allowing a lower level of woman in your life than you actually want. And I'm telling you like this, the only thing that happens to a man who lets a low level woman into his life is his life becomes low level. His existence becomes low level. His outlook on self becomes low level. His outlook on the world becomes low level. His outlook on the situation with the woman becomes low level, but suddenly the woman becomes high level because she is draining your energy, using your energy and building her own thing off of the energy that you've took all this time to build because you've given the wrong woman access to your energy. Stop giving the wrong woman access to your energy. Because if not, you'll end up in a situation like this. And this is not a good situation to be in. If you want to escort, let her stay out there on the court. Just because she age out of playing, don't let her come your way and think she's staying. Move on. With a woman like this, with this type of history doing all this, man, I would not even touch her, bro. Knowing her history, now, if I didn't know her history, well, I'm gonna be honest with you, just the way she look with all that ink all over, man, it's too much. It's just all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's look like she was confused when she got all the ink and everything, bro. Ink and weave and lashes. Bro, I'm not gonna deal with all of them now. I might deal with a little ink sometime. I ain't dealing with no lashes and weave, though. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna cross the line on one of them, it's gonna be ink. But all three of them, boy, you know what you got yourself right here. But some fool think he got himself a wifey type. It's crazy out here, man.